Hello and welcome to the news on Fliptv. I am Patricia Bassi. The major headlines: Buhari sacks 2 ministers. Nnamdi Kanu's lawyer stripped naked by DSS. Dangote's refinery to promote CBN import substitute. Olu of Warri sacks Warri Council of Chiefs. The news in details. President Muhammadu Buhari, in a recent report, has sacked 2 federal government ministers, according to an exclusive from Arise TV. Details of the recent development will be broadcast soon, as Nigerians have been expectant of a revamp of the economy. Barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor, lawyer to the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, has decried the harassment, intimidation and maltreatment he faced with the Department of State Service, DSS, when he visited his client on Tuesday. Barrister Ejiofor, the lead counsel, said despite his protest last week, he and his legal team were harassed by DSS operatives during their visit. He noted that the practice is becoming intolerable. He said, "Lawyers were practically stripped naked while searching for incriminating materials during a court-ordered visit. We therefore do not mince words in stating that it is no longer safe as it stands today for us who are visiting our clients. This hostile treatment is becoming exceedingly intolerable and unacceptable in the prevailing circumstance. We are now more apprehensive of the fact that no trial will commence in the circumstance we presently find ourselves until our client, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, is transferred to the correctional center. He cannot be tried for a one-way stereotype conviction in the manner the federal government is presently pursuing this. To deny us, his lawyers, writing materials and for the visit to be conducted under the atmosphere of fear and intimidation is highly unacceptable and condemnable. The script currently being played is a clear demonstration of the federal government's strategy to deny him fair trial, and we cannot accept it under no circumstance. We understand the game and the dancing pattern. I want you all to be reminded that the present development is a direct consequence of your prayers well answered. We crave for more prayers and urge you all to continue to remain law-abiding and peaceful in the conduct of your affairs. Be assured that with truth and God on our side, we will win the battle in court overwhelmingly. We shall continue to keep you posted as the event unfolds, but be assured that we will have reasons to rejoice in no distant time. Umu Chineke. The Miyetti Allah Cattle Corps, the association in charge of cattle breeding in Nigeria, has criticized the ban on open grazing across the country. According to reports, Ondo State Governor Rotimi Akeredolu signed the anti-grazing bill into law, which outlawed the activities of herders grazing across lands in the state. However, the group decried that it was unrealistic to enforce the ban on open grazing because there are no alternatives. In a statement issued on Tuesday by the association's national secretary, Al-Hassan Saleh, the ban is a negative policy designed to destroy the livelihood of herders. He said, "Where are we taking the cattle to? Are we packing them inside the shop or in government houses? Is it a negative policy that won't be recognized? Herders will go about their normal business because the animals have to feed. You can't wake up and say you want to destroy people's economic livelihood and you say you are making a law. Making law is one thing, implementing it is another. Whether the law would bring peace or not, there should be alternatives for use." Governor of Central Bank of Nigeria (CBN), Mr. Godwin Emefiele, in a documentary titled "Fueling Nigeria's Future: The World's Biggest Refinery," has stated that Dangote's refinery would promote the bank's import substitute objective and increase foreign exchange supply. He said, "Dangote Refinery would help achieve the import substitution objective, which means that products that were imported would be produced locally, thereby saving foreign exchange that the CBN uses to fund the import of these products." Reports also state that the Nigerian National Petroleum Commission has taken a stake in Dangote Refinery, and with the backing of the Apex Bank, it is clear that Dangote has the backing of the regulators to support his venture. The business tycoon, Dangote, also reiterated that the move would help to bring stability to the naira. He said, "It would give us a more stable currency because currently 25% of foreign exchange goes into the importation of petrol products. But right now, the refinery has the full capacity to meet the demands for this product." The federal government has admonished political, religious and opinion leaders to stop spewing provocative rhetoric capable of creating chaos in the country. The Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, stated this while speaking with the news agency of Nigeria, NAN, in Sal Island, Cape Verde. According to NAN's report, the minister is in Cape Verde to attend the 64th conference of the UN World Tourism Organization Commission for Africa and the second edition of the UN World Tourism Organization Global Tourism Investment Forum. Speaking on the sideline of the global event, the minister also cautioned the media, particularly broadcast stations, to abide by broadcast codes and other regulations guiding them. He said, "In the last few weeks, the country has been awash, especially from the broadcast media, with very incendiary rhetoric which has created a sort of panic in Nigeria. The incendiary rhetoric that comes from political, religious leaders and some opinion molders have the capacity to set the country on fire. This is because the rhetoric is pitting one ethnic group and religion against the other and overheating the polity. Our serious counsel to stakeholders is that they should understand and remember that leadership comes with a lot of responsibilities. Tone down the hateful rhetoric because they are harmful for the country. They should remember that every war is preceded by this kind of mindless rhetoric, especially when it comes from otherwise responsible people who the people have the tendency to take seriously." He also recalled the incident in Rwanda where a radio station and one extremist magazine set the stage for the genocide that killed more than 800,000 people in 1994. "We agree that there are challenges, but the government is doing its best in addressing insecurity, banditry, insurrections, and fixing the economy. What one expected from these leaders at this trying period is support and encouragement. It is, however, quite disturbing that they have thrown caution to the winds and it is no longer about leadership and maturity, but about who can say something that can break this country. Certain words that we were afraid of using before, such as genocide and ethnic cleansing, are now taking over the media waves. That is why it is important to call everybody to order, to appeal to their sense of patriotism, that they should understand that because there is a country called Nigeria, that is why there are leaders. If what they are praying for happens, they will no longer be leaders but servants in other countries," he said. Boko Haram terrorists and Islamic State aligned fighters have invaded Ran community in Borno State, killing at least 17 people, including a soldier and an aid worker. Security and military sources told AFP on Tuesday that hundreds of fighters from the Islamic State West Africa province, ISWAP, stormed the town of Ran on the border with Cameroon, pushing troops out of a base and occupying the town for several hours. The attack provoked a mass exodus of residents towards Cameroon before the Nigerian troops regained the town with aerial support. ISWAP, which split from Boko Haram in 2016, has been consolidating its control since the death in May of Boko Haram leader Abubakar Shekau in clashes between the two rival factions. An anti-jihadist military leader in the town said that heavily armed fighters came in around 1:30 a.m. on foot like a swarm of locusts and overwhelmed soldiers who had to abandon their base. The insurgents killed 11 people in the attack. A United Nations security source in the region said a soldier and a local volunteer with a foreign aid agency were among the casualties. The Nigerian military confirmed the attack on the base, saying troops restored calm after they were initially dislodged. The newly crowned Olu of Warri, Ogiame Atuwase III, has sacked Warri Council of Chiefs. According to report, the reinstatement of new chiefs will begin on Thursday at Ode Ishekiri, the Ishekiri Nation's ancestral home in Warri South local government area. In a statement, the new Olu of Warri said that revalidation of the various titles would begin on September 2nd, Thursday, pursuant to Ishekiri custom and tradition regarding the powers conferred on me as the Olu of Warri and by virtue of the provisions of Section 25 of the Delta State Traditional Rulers Council and Chiefs Law, adding that, and I quote, "I, Ogiame Atuwase III, the Olu of Warri, today proclaim the dissolution of all traditional councils and committees, as well as the scheduled exercise of revalidation/confirmation of chieftaincy titles, effective September 2nd, 2021. Meanwhile, solidarity visit has not ceased since the Olu assumed the throne of his forefathers on Saturday, August 21, 2021. And that is all we have for you on the news on Flip TV. I still remain Patricia Bassi.